aka MDM0778. Say hello.
What's up?
And today we have a special video. We will be doing our NBA playoff predictions slash talk show.
Yep.
So,
Uh, Can't wait. No, stop blocking. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to today's channel. As you can see by the title, we are doing another NBA playoff talk show. Again, here I have with me also known as Phildillrides. Phil, say hi.
hello.
And excited to do this part two. Let's go. All right. Phil, would you like to start us off?
Alright, so Michael, would you like to start with the East first or the West?
I'm thinking because the Bucks are like first seed and all, going with the East. Let's start with the East.
Are you under the East first? Alright, so
Yeah.
the first round matchup. The Milwaukee Bucks against the Orlando Magic.
Hmm.
Alright,
That's an easy game
do you
then.
want to start off or no?
You can start off.
Alright,
Cause one.
no offense to Nets fans. This isn't really a hard decision. The Nets don't have any of their players. Their best player is gonna be, I think, Levert, if I'm not
Hey, don't
mistaken.
forget there's also Joey. They still got DJ. Actually, no, DJ. Oh, I forgot DJ's not
But they're gonna
COVID.
be playing
Big J.
against the league MVP. He's gonna win it again this season, and I say the Milwaukee Bucks will easily sweep the Nets, and they will win by an average margin of 15 to 20 points every game. It's not going to be a close series.
I'm as a Nets fan myself. I actually gonna have to agree with that because the Bucks are just like, especially with Giannis, they are such a strong team.
Even if they had Dinwiddie and whatever, I still think
Still
it
sweep,
would it would
still
be a
sweep.
sweep. But if they have KD
Mm-hmm.
and Kyrie, actually, if they had Kyrie, it would probably be into, I'll say, 5 games because he's not like a good leader and stuff. So, but they'll probably take 1 game if Kyrie plays, because I
Yeah,
think Kyrie hurts teams more than helps. Like
yeah, and with
wherever he
KD,
goes, the chemistry always
hmm
gets screwed up.
and then if it was just KD, I would say that would be like into 6 games and Bucks in six. That's what I would say. Bucks in six.
All right,
If it was just
next
KD, but
the the two
what are we
seven
doing there?
matchup. Raptors
Ah,
versus the
and who else?
Magic. And
Hmm,
I also have to say this is going to be a
Rap.
sweep. The
Yeah,
Magic are an
Rap.
inexperienced team. The Raptors are the defending champs. Siakam is going to be a top 10, 15 player within the next few seasons. Van
Too
Vliet
much
is
hype. The
a
Raptors have a lot of
developing
hype.
point guard. Lowry is fantastic. And the Magic are just a young team, and I don't see them making it past the first round, obviously. But their future
Yeah,
is bright with Vucevic, Gordon. So, I mean, yeah.
I do agree with you on there.
Maybe they'll take 1 game, but the Raptors are just, I think, too good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I Next we got the Celts and the Sixers. Now I'm actually gonna go
This might be scary for me because I will
Celts
actually
and six.
be rooting
Celts
for
and
the
six.
Celtics. I have
Me
to
too.
say Celtics in 6 because here is the
Yep.
one thing about the 76ers. Okay, Jason
Um.
Tatum is the
Yeah.
Celtics power
Mhm.
forward and he is shorter than LeBron. And LeBron plays point guard for the Lakers sometimes. And the
Yep.
76ers do two-centered cheese with Embiid and Horford. So they'll just be dunking like all game. Like yeah, I would say like a post move game, like a
Actually,
slasher mentality. And
may I
Simmons, a 6'10" point guard. I mean,
may I
you
stop
can't be able to
you?
stop that.
Yeah.
And I just
Um.
think that the Celtics are just they have too much star power.
Um.
Tatum and Kemba,
Mhm.
Jalen Brown and Marcus Smart.
All right. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm being totally. But I'm gonna stop you at Horford. I don't know if you noticed this in any of games, but Horford, he is a three guy for some reason. He's always trying to get his field goal percentage up, which I think is not the brightest move. But yeah, he still does it anyway for a center. Have you? I mean, like, have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but Horford as a center, what is he? Um, 6 foot, 6'11",
6'10",
or
six
like what?
eleven. Yeah, yeah.
6'10". He's a tall guy. How do you expect to get a good field goal percentage if you're like 6'10" or like 6'11"? Like, honestly, stop choosing the threes. If you really want to bring to get to like provide something good for your team, do as do as what is expected. You're a center, so you should be scoring inside the paint, not outside of it. That's all I gotta say. So
Alright.
yeah,
The final matchup, Heat versus Pacers, and I'm gonna say Heat
the
in
Heat.
5. 5 or 6. That's what I'm gonna say. And
I'm
here's
gonna say
why.
Heat in
Okay.
six. Heat in six. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I feel. So why do you think Heat in like six?
Michael Shot, shall I text you something?
Uh, okay. Just wow, that could you? Ah, all right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Alright. So I'm picking the Heat
I thought.
because I think, again, they're another young
Mhm.
team like the Pacers with Oladipo Sabonis. Well, Oladipo really isn't young, but I
Yeah.
think that the Pacers are just too inexperienced, but they are well coached, and so are the Heat. But I think at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler is the leader, and Bam is like a good center. He's a great
Mhm.
center. He's a top 5 center in the league right now, and adding Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero, drafting them, that was a huge piece for that team. They have a
Mhm.
lot of young depth. They added what's his name? Iguodala, have Goran Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, Derrick Jones
Mhm.
Jr., Duncan
Oh, yeah.
Robinson, Jay
Mhm.
Crowder. I mean, like their lineup is really good. I don't see the Pacers matching up with them. I I Pacers are gonna get one game. I think it's gonna go in game 5 or 6. That's what I would say.
Mhm.
5 or 6.
Mhm. No, I agree with you. I also think 5 or 6. They go. If I'm being honest.
And what is your reasoning?
Oh, but pretty much the same as what you said. You know, the Heat, they have a pretty good. I'm not saying young, but somewhat good, maybe slightly young lineup. I like Bam, very improved this like he has really improved this season. I actually have never heard of Bam up until this season because he's done really good. Butler, who who actually just got who got who and this is his first season playing with the Heat, and he's doing like phenomenally well. I like how he's performing. They got Tyler Hero now. He's like the new rookie. He is pretty good, Tyler Hero. I see him more of like a playmaker. He's really good, young, and yeah, the rest of the lineup they're good. While as the Pacers, Oladipo, I don't know. He's good, but like not really like meh. And then you got Sabonis, who is also on the rise, and then the Pacers. Oh, and then we didn't mention Miles Turner, who is who is like the team's X factor.
He's one of the best defensive big men in the league.
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, I think the Heat have more X factor, so I think Heat they get the advantage here.
hmm
All right.
Yeah.
Next, I guess.
On to the West, round
Mhm.
one.
All right.
1-8 would be Lakers versus Grizzlies. It's gonna be
Mhm.
a sweep. No explanation here. The Lakers are
Mhm.
just too good, and the Grizzlies are just too young and inexperienced. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you're right. Rookie Jaw, I feel like I, for me, he's like a really good player, and I think he shines on that team more than anyone. So I feel that as a rookie, there's just going to be too much pressure going up against LeBron and AD and like all those experienced players, like Dwight Howard. That's pressure on a rookie.
I
So
say
I,
the Grizzlies actually might take one game, but nah.
mm-mm. No, I think sweep, sweep.
hmm
All right, next.
Sorry, Mavericks fans, but this couldn't have came at a worse time. Mavericks versus Clippers. I'm gonna
Oh,
take Clippers
mm-hmm,
in six.
mm-hmm,
I think that the Clippers are just too good. Their depth is top three in the league, possibly number one. They have a great defense. They're very well coached. Well, so are the Mavericks.
mm-hmm.
The Mavericks, I'm only saying in six because they had a top three rated offense this season. So I think with Luka and Porzingis, they're a future
Mm-hmm.
top five duo in the league. But I just think that the Clippers are too good.
Yeah. Uh, Obviously, as always, and I think this is just my opinion, even with Dirk, the Mavericks have always been a better team, but ever since the acquisition of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers this season have become extremely overpowered. Not extremely overpowered, but they've become overpowered. So I think they're gonna have that advantage over the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next matchup. Number
Yep.
3 seed Nuggets versus 6 seed Rockets. I'm taking the Rockets. Their small ball
Hmm.
defense, I think, is gonna work to their advantage with Harden and Westbrook. And the Nuggets, again, another inexperienced team with Jokic and Murray as like their core. I don't see them going far in the playoffs. Next season, they should make a good run, but I think at this point in time, Westbrook and Harden are too good.
Hmm.
Even Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker, those are good like role players. I just think the Rockets just their star power is just I guess overpowered compared to Jokic and Murray. No offense to the Nuggets, but
Hmm. Yeah, I honestly agree. Um, the Rockets have, and plus, let's not forget, the Nuggets are going up against a team that has two MVPs, mind you, two MVPs, not one, but two MVPs.
and they won back-to-back years.
Exactly. Now, um, yeah, like with Westbrook in 17 and Harden in 18.
Exactly.
What was I gonna say? And I feel like, and I think the Rockets, and I think in the league, they're the only team with two MVPs. Like two MVP.
Let me see. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sorry, Nuggets. This this goes to the this definitely goes to the Rockets. Sorry.
Alright, but I just want to quickly talk about something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's no home court advantage.
Yeah.
So that means that the young teams actually benefit from this. So that's why like the Grizzlies might take a game on the Lakers or
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. Or like that's why that the Magic might take a game from the Bucks, well, Nets, I mean Raptors. So that's why I think there's no home court advantage. So young teams are kind of benefited from this, if you want to say.
I
But I
think
still
the
think at the end of the day, it's gonna be the star power teams.
Mhm. If I'm being honest, in my opinion, the home court advantage, like with like no, no no fans coming in and whatnot, no home court. I think it's just gonna have a little effect. That's in my opinion. I feel like fans or no fans, no matter what, like it's still gonna be almost the same. Just well, not exactly, but everyone's still gonna be playing this thing. That's my opinion.
Yep.
All right. Next.
Alright. This one might surprise people. Jazz versus OKC, and I am taking drumroll OKC. Alright. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having a breakout year, potentially most improved player
Hmm.
for the team. He's a great leader. Steven Adams is a great center, not the best defensively, but he's still good. Gallinari, Schroeder, who's probably going to win the Sixth Man Award, Nerlens Noel, Hamidou Diallo. And when I look at the Jazz, I see Gobert, Mitchell, Bogdanovich is sitting out. They don't have like a third scorer on their team
Mm.
who could defend OKC, and I'm taking OKC in 7. I think this might be the only series that goes into 7 games in the first round, but I think OKC has the edge in the series. What do you think?
I actually kind of disagree with you. I think it might be Jazz in 5. Listen, I understand like with OKC having all those players that you named, like very, except for Gallinari and all that. But you got with Shea and Schroeder and Adams, some young guys, oh, well, slightly young guys, and but the Jazz, although there might be some dust in the air with Gobert and Mitchell, they're still kind of good. You do have obviously you have Mitchell and Gobert, a really great duo. But if you also said they're missing their shooter. Now I've seen Joe Ingles play, and he's actually not a bad shooter.
But
I think very
but
highly of him.
Bogdanovich, who is their second leading scorer this season, not Gobert.
Okay, yeah, Bogdanovich, I understand, but there's also Ingles, who is, might I add, not bad at all. And I've seen Ingles play. When I went to that Nets and Jazz game, he really popped off with all those shots that he made
Bogdanovich
outside.
hit a game-winning buzzer beater this season, one against the Rockets and one against the Bucks. Two playoff teams, two championship contender caliber teams. He's a clutch player. His presence on the court will be missed. And that's why I say, with Shai as an emergent star, CP3 as a leader and top 3 playmaker, top 5, and Steven Adams, I just think OKC has the edge in this series. That's
Yeah.
really all I can say.
But Ingles, though, I remember a lot of his games. Well, not a lot of his games, but most of his games, like when he is good at shooting, his field goal percentage is like 15 and something. Not exactly sure.
He
Like I don't
only
know,
averages 10 points per game.
but he's not a bad. Okay, well maybe he might not be a great scorer, but he is a good shooter.
Mike Conley hasn't shown up for this season. That was a waste of like a free agent signing.
Yeah, exactly. Guy should have just stayed with Memphis and ended his career in Memphis. That's all I can really say.
Jordan Clarkson, I'll admit, was like a good pickup. Uh,
Not bad, Jordan Clarkson.
yeah. The Jazz and OKC are 4 and 5 in defensive rankings this season.
Hmm.
Wow. Wait, actually, let me look on the
Damn.
NBA website.
We got some. Well, with Adams and Gobert, that's some like
The
good
Jazz
defense.
are 7, and the Thunder are top 9, but still, it's two top no, top 10 offense defenses.
Yeah.
All of the good defensive teams are the ones that are in the playoffs, and that's just why, like it shows.
Hmm.
I just think OKC has the edge. So you're gonna take the Jazz in 5. You'll only give OKC one game. The
Actually,
Jazz,
no. I'd say
I
six.
mean, the
Six.
Jazz is still like a young team and stuff. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitchell's, I think it was either his rookie season or his second season. They beat Houston in the first round, so that's still playoff experience. But I think if
But the Jazz
all right,
have, yeah. Wait, what was you gonna say?
I have a
You can
separate
go.
question that has to do with the Jazz, right? All right.
Yeah.
If Donovan Mitchell wants to win a championship,
Mm-hmm.
does he have to stay on the Jazz, or do you think he'll win one somewhere else?
I think he might stay on the Jazz. I think
Do you think they could
he.
become contenders in a few years? Yeah, right?
I think so too.
Yes, I think they'll be contenders. So I think if he wins the championship, it could potentially be with Utah.
And I think with Gobert and Mitchell, I think they can continue that Stockton and Malone like legacy.
Are they gonna win the championship this year? Hell no,
No.
absolutely not. But still,
Hmm.
I say if Mitchell's gonna win a championship, there's a good chance that he'll win one with Utah. But I feel
Yeah.
just right now isn't the right time. That's
Hmm.
all I could say.
Yeah.
All right, Eastern Conference second round. We both agreed it's gonna be Bucks versus Heat, and
Yep.
I am taking the Bucks in 6. Again,
Yep.
Giannis is great, arguably the best player in the league right now.
Hmm.
I like
Hmm.
the Heat.
Yep.
Bam could guard Giannis well. That's their recipe for success, the Heat. But at the end of the day, I just think Giannis is too good. The guy's unstoppable. I'm taking Bucks in 6.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I also think it's going to be Bucks and six. They're a very dominant team. Obviously, the Heat have so much, but it's just you can't with Giannis, bro. I mean, I don't know what you can do with Giannis. Obviously, Bam can do something with Giannis, but Giannis is just too dominant, really. Obviously, I kind of see some. I know that I can't like compare two different positions, but I see a little bit of Shaq in Giannis. Do you
Mm,
agree with me?
there's really no player you could compare him to. Like it's unique.
I understand.
Cause like there's no power forward who played like him. Like if I would also say Shaq, but he's not like a power forward. Shaq is a center, dominant
I
center.
understand.
Shaq couldn't
Hmm.
shoot. Giannis is a good shooter. But yes, if I had to say someone, I would probably also say Shaq. Just like based on the dominance, not how they are as players. Just like
Exactly, just
the way
dominance.
that they
Hmm.
dominate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't compare them in any other way but that dominance.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I exactly.
Hmm. Yeah. Next.
Did we both agree that the Raptors and Celtics are gonna win?
Yes, we did. We both agreed Raptors and Celtics. Hmm. I think we agreed on everything except for Jazz and OKC.
Alright. And this is gonna be a good series. Hell of a series. Probably the best one in the playoffs so far. But I am taking Celtics in 7.
Yep, so am I.
I get it. Raptors defending champs. But again, uh, I don't know.
Yeah, look, Raptors, great team. They did everything they can, especially when they got Kawhi. That was just so good, and Kawhi had a really good breakout. That in the playoffs, in the playoffs. But ever since they lost him, I don't think they have that same energy anymore. Yes, I think they still pretty good. Yes, they still got the young. They still like got that potential. Siakam really young, still got some potential. Lowry, he is kind of old.
And
The
before
Van Vliet.
this super team even started, like
Yeah.
the dynasty and stuff, um,
Mhm.
Jason Tatum and the Celtics in 2018 were a few minutes away from beating LeBron in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I remember I thought the Celtics were going to actually win that game because Tatum dunked on LeBron or something like that. Uh,
Yeah. He's a really good player too. Whereas Celtics is different. They got a lot of. I think they have more good young talent than the Raptors.
but the thing
With
that worries
Tatum,
me is just that
Brown.
their size. They're undersized. If it
Yeah.
was Raptors versus Bucks, I would probably pick Toronto. Because if they already beat the Bucks, I would say, why can't they just beat them again? Same roster, but here's the thing: no Kawhi. He's in a whole other conference.
Mhm. No, but with that, I definitely have to still go with the Bucks because I think when they beat, I think like when they what you call, when they beat the Bucks in the conference finals, the Raptors. I think this is just more. That was just more of like a good Kawhi and Giannis competition. Now that Kawhi ain't on the Raptors anymore,
We could see
no,
how they play without him. And
yeah, but I can.
obviously, if they
Mhm.
lose, that means that was a big part of the team.
Yeah. Siakam could do something.
Mm,
He can definitely play some good D on he can definitely play some good D on Giannis. That's for sure. But Giannis too dominant and just too overpowered in general. So yeah, I agree. It's
mm.
it was Celtics was Celtics and Raptors, yeah.
Alright, so
Definitely
actually,
Celtics on.
let's go to the Western Conference semifinals
Yeah,
now.
hold up, hold on with that. I'll be right back and we'll continue, alright?
Alright.
One second.
Michael?
Alright, I'm back. Let's start with the Western Conference.
Lakers versus Thunder. I am taking Lakers in 5. This is when
Mm.
this is going to be OKC's kryptonite. I think, again, just the Lakers, I think, are too, like, studded. I think, but they will take a game out of it. But, yeah.
If I'm being honest, it was the same. I actually think the same thing with Lakers and Jazz. I also think I take Lakers in 5. To be honest, that's just me. If I'm being honest, I do take Lakers in 5. Go Bears.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Next, what are
Alright.
we doing now?
Uh, Clippers versus Rockets. A lot of people are saying, "Oh,
Um.
Clippers, Clippers, Clippers. This is not going to be a close series. Kawhi's the best player on the planet." Everyone who says that,
Mm,
shut up. I think it's going to
yep.
be a good series, and I
Mhm.
love Harden and Westbrook. They're a great duo. They get a lot of hate that I don't think they deserve. They're both arguably top 10 players in the league right now. Westbrook is definitely top 15, but Harden is a top 10 player right now. but I have to go with the Clippers in 6. I just
Yeah.
think they're just too good. I see the
Hmm.
Rockets small ball actually benefiting them against the Clippers more because the Clippers aren't like a big lineup. At least the Lakers, they have JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. They're not good perimeter defenders, but they're good post defenders. So like the Clippers, they have Patrick Beverly, Reggie Jackson, Montrezl Harrell, people that will go after you. They're a physical team. Paul George, they're a very, very physical team.
Hmm. Um. Yeah.
They're a defensive team. Lou Williams, Patrick Patterson, Landry. They even added Joakim Noah, but he's not good. But
Oh.
still, they're a defensive first team physical. That's what happens when like you play against like a good team. But
Hmm.
I say that if the Rockets were to play the Lakers, I think that they have a higher chance because McGee and Howard aren't good on the perimeter, but they're good in like post defense. So that's why I think the Rockets would have a slightly higher chance against the Lakers, but I still think that the Lakers would have beat them because of their duo. I think the Clippers are just better, I guess, than the Rockets.
Um. I agree with you for Clippers in 6. If I'm being honest. Listen, Harden with Harden and Westbrook, I understand. Great team, MVP team, but a lot of I don't know. And yes, I would also agree with you. Like, people were saying, man, Westbrook Harden, mad wash. Obviously, Kawhi better. You gotta, like, shut up, because they, maybe, you're
I
only saying
never
that because they,
said that, oh, Kawhi's better, shut up. I'm saying
yeah.
Kawhi is better than both of them. But,
But, like, you
yes.
you were trying to say that people saying that they're, like, completely washed. Like, no, because they're not washed. They're actually still pretty good players. And, like, they're literally, like, younger than LeBron's. And why aren't you saying the same thing about LeBron? Like, honestly. But I would take Clippers in 6 just cause this season they've been like really overpowered.
I think it's just like the star power, like the power of that duo, if you have to say. If that makes sense. Like the
Mhm.
duo itself.
And plus the Clippers, I actually don't even know if the Rockets have this. I know for a fact the Clippers do. They have Kawhi, who is both talented offensively and defensively. So I think if you take that, that gives the Clippers a really good advantage. So yes, I do agree with you. I would definitely take Clippers in 6, and it would be a really good series to watch.
Small ball against physical, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, do I start with the Eastern Conference Finals or the Western Conference Finals?
Let's start with Eastern. Going back to Eastern. Go. Let's go.
Alright, you can go first.
Okay.
I'm still trying to think.
All right, Eastern. So who's made it to the Eastern? So we got Celtics and
We both agree on the final four.
Bucks.
Celtics vs Bucks,
Mm,
Clippers Lakers. We both
yeah.
agreed on that.
Okay. Celtics Bucks. Ooh, it's gonna be a really once again fun series to watch, but I'm actually gonna take the Bucks in 6. Once again, Celtics really great team. They're like phenomenal young talent, but young. But keep in mind, the Celtics they're all good, but their biggest problem is size. Besides Taco Fall,
And
their
can I
centers are short.
tell you some questions that I have and concerns that I have
Hmm.
about the Bucks?
Yeah.
Besides Giannis and Middleton, who else can they rely on to score for
Um.
them? To score, there's not. I wouldn't say like there's.
Lot.
Uh,
Not a lot. I mean, maybe Bledsoe.
So yeah, but he has COVID. He might not even be ready.
But oh yeah, true. Honestly, yeah, I honestly can't really think of anything else unless the Bucks can actually try and before, before they could maybe I don't know they could try and acquire someone, acquire some people. I don't know, like some like at least a good shooter. Doesn't
Lopez
have to necessarily
brothers
be.
are getting old. George Hill,
Mhm.
he's 34. He's only averaging nine
Yeah.
points a game. Kyle Korver,
Yeah. No.
he's old. Wesley Matthews is old. Wait, how old is Kyle Korver? He's 39.
Well, yeah.
Dancis Antetokounmpo, he's averaging 2 points per game. So the
Unbelievable.
Celtics, they have three 20-point scorers on that team.
But the Bucks have size.
He's averaging
Uh,
21 points. Tatum's averaging 21 points also. And Jaylen Brown is averaging 20 points. They're the only team in the NBA that has three 20-point scorers. I didn't even know that.
yeah, but the Bucks they have size, whereas the Celtics don't. So that's what I'm saying.
But like the Rockets, they're a small ball.
Yeah. Wait, like Rockets, you wait small ball. Like you mean? Hold on, who are you talking that has small ball? Bucks or Celtics?
Yeah.
Who has small ball? Bucks or Celtics?
Well, technically, the Celtics have a bigger team than the Rockets, cause like they're both small ball teams. But
Yeah. And the Bucks are like more physical, like just like the Clippers. So yeah. All right, we can both agree Bucks and six, right? We can agree on that.
I never
Yeah.
gave my
All right.
opinion.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. All right. Cool. Well,
I,
go ahead.
Michael,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
disagree.
You disagree.
hmm
Okay.
It sounds weird to go against Giannis, but I'm picking the Celtics to upset the Bucks in 7 games.
Mm, I mean,
I think they have more star power um,
mm,
than them. Uh,
I.
don't get me wrong. I won't be surprised if the what's it called Bucks win. They should be the favorites. They had a great season,
Mm-hmm.
a historic season. They're on pace to win 70 games.
Yeah.
Position by position. Okay, who's better,
Mhm.
Kemba or Bledsoe?
Kemba, obviously.
Uh,
And I would definitely take Kemba over Bledsoe.
Kyle Korver, or like Wesley Matthews or Marcus Smart?
Marcus Smart.
And how about Jaylen Brown or like Dante DiVincenzo or Kyle Korver
DiVincenzo, he's alright, but that or Kyle Korver.
over
Well, no,
Jaylen Brown?
DiVincenzo.
Jaylen Brown.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's not what I'm saying.
So
You didn't
far
like.
that's three positions in the Bucks' favor.
I am saying Kyle Korver's
Tatum,
old.
Tatum and Giannis. It's
Yeah,
Giannis.
yeah,
And
Giannis.
centers, the Lopez brothers and Cantor, Tice. You know, if I think the
Lopez
Celtics
brothers. I.
might think that Taco is memed and stuff, but they have to realize if they put him in the game, they'll actually do good. Like
Yeah.
if they listen to the people who actually love Taco and stuff, because you know that like he's tall, right?
Yeah, I know. Obviously. Give him
Yeah.
more minutes. Got needs more. Now, you let me finish about the Jalen Brown thing. I'm saying when it comes to him and DiVincenzo, DiVincenzo, he's not that bad at all. But I'm obviously gonna have to go with Brown just because he's like, once again, has more star power than DiVincenzo. And obviously, Cantor and Theus, and Theis. Obviously, I would actually go with the Lopez brothers, really, just because they have more height and they're still actually still good defenders.
I agree with that.
But if you want a really good center, like if you ask me the best center between the Celts and the Bucks, I have to go with Taco on the Celts because the height and the hype that he has.
Yeah.
So if the Celtics really want to succeed, and I even said this, and I think I said this before in our last stream, yo, and this is a message for Brad Stevens. Give Taco more minutes. You give Taco more minutes, more than Ennis Cantor and Daniel Theis, you will be good. The Celtics will be good. But once again, I'm gonna go with Bucks. I can never go against Giannis's dominance because he's just really dominant, and yeah, more like
All
his
right.
dominance, because I really favor his dominance. All right, let's move on. Western Conference Finals. You ready, Phil?
Mhm.
All right, let's start.
All right. West. I think this is gonna be way more interesting.
Yeah.
Shall you start off, Michael?
Alright, so we got Clippers and Rockets, right? Or
We both said Clippers versus Lakers.
alright, Clippers versus
This
Lakers.
is gonna
Oh,
easily be the best
the
matchup.
best.
I think. I think.
Obviously, this is a competition of two teams from the same from the same division, from the exact same place, sharing the same exact no home court advantage,
Competing
but
for
either
the title of who owns LA.
exactly. Now, Clippers, obviously.
You know, Michael, let's give cases for both teams, okay?
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm gonna just say
Alright, so which case do you want to start off with? Why the Lakers should win or the Clippers should win?
let's start off with the Clippers,
Alright.
the
Do you want to
the
start off
brother team.
or me?
I'll start off with this one.
Alright.
Now, the Clippers. Now, the Clippers have always been underhand. Obviously, I don't. They've never had. The last time the Clippers had good players was obviously the great trio of
Guess what?
Dion. What?
Last year, game 2 of the Western Conference first round, the Clippers came back from a 35-point deficit and beat the Warriors at Oracle Arena.
Alright,
No,
well,
no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Landry Shamet carried the Clippers to beat the Warriors with what? With Steph, Clay, and Draymond in the loud environment. And no, Luke, Landry Shamet is not a P-word. Carry on, Michael. So that is another good argument. I said Curry, Clay, KD. So that's part of my case. You could continue your case, Michael.
okay, yeah. So obviously, okay, with that I agree, but that is good talent. But what was that? Wasn't that only just like one game?
But it was an away game in a tough environment.
Tough
Obviously, in
environment in
Orlando,
one
there's going
game.
to be no fans, but at least they learned to experience what it's like to play at the loudest arena, facing off against three top 20 players in the world. With KD, Curry, Clay, and Draymond all on the court at the same time, all
Okay,
of those
but
players came back
I
from
agree.
35 points in 2 quarters and beat the Warriors? How are you saying that's not impressive? No Kawhi
That is
Leonard,
impressive.
no Paul
I
George.
that is I understand they did that all without any hype. No hype at all.
on the road.
On the road, that is impressive. I'll give him that. But now that Kawhi and PG are here,
Yes,
they think that their work is kind of done. They'll just leave it to the superstars. That's what I always think happens. You know, you'll have one season, you'll have a, there's gonna be one season with a team that has like not the most like hyped players, not like
just like
superstars
what
and whatnot.
happened with the Raptors last year. Kawhi, I'm not gonna say he carried the team. I'm not saying that by any means,
Me
but
neither.
he was the guy that you would put the ball in his hands, and Siakam and
Exactly.
Van Vliet would actually just do the rest because Siakam won Most Valuable Player for a reason. He stepped up last season. Van Vliet
Mhm.
in the NBA
Yeah.
Finals and the whole playoffs, he stepped up. It wasn't just Kawhi. But I feel that with the Clippers team, there's more pressure on him because I don't know.
Mhm.
I know that he has Paul George and stuff, but my next point, Paul George, I'm not gonna say that he's washed, but he gets hurt a lot. I don't know if he's fully ready to go.
Yeah, they can't have two.
I
The
just
Clippers
don't.
can't have another dude.
I don't know. They can't afford PG or Kawhi to get hurt. Mainly Kawhi. But this load management stuff is getting out of hand.
Mhm.
Carry on.
Mm. I do agree honestly, because look, when it comes to me, it's like this is my opinion. Like one season, you'll have just one season with a team full of garbage players, but then next thing, when they get like superstar players and players with experience, this is what I was thinking. I always think that they're just gonna leave those players and just let them do everything,
You're
most
saying
of the things
wait,
for
so
them.
you're saying that's what happened with the Raptors?
Not technically with the Raptors. I'm not pointing out the Raptors. They're not the team, no. But
They're not
there were
garbage
teams.
at all. Yeah.
They're not garbage at all. I'm talking like teams full of garbage players.
Like the Cavs, Hawks, Warriors,
Yeah,
Hornets, Bulls.
exactly. Like take this for example, the Cavs. Before they drafted LeBron, I'm sorry if I'm gonna have to admit this, but you're gonna have to admit this too. The Cavs were garbage. I'm talking like straight doo doo, like like really horrible. But once they drafted LeBron, that just changed everything.
So one player could change a franchise. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
And then next
that
thing you know,
has
those
nothing to
players.
do with this Clippers team.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but also players with like less hype always don't really seem to do well. That's just in my opinion. Now that they got Kawhi and PG, I'm pretty sure Lou Williams, Monster Harrell, and which it has happened, they have improved since last season.
Alright, can I say my case now?
Yeah.
Kawhi and Paul George. Kawhi is, I think, behind LeBron, the second best player in the world. I think that he's better than Giannis. Yeah,
Mhm.
until Giannis beats Kawhi, I'm not putting him ahead. And Paul
Yeah.
George is a top 15, 20 player. When he was healthy 3 years ago, he was a top 10 player in the league, arguably top 5 for MVP candidate in like I think it was
Mhm.
2017. But people
Mhm.
don't really talk about Reggie Jackson and Patrick Beverly. They are aggressive and physical. Patrick Beverly clamped down LeBron on Christmas Day at like 6'3", 6'4", whatever, guard,
Mhm.
against the second best, like a top 2 player of all time. But
Mhm.
Reggie Jackson, his defense is felt on the floor and stuff. He's a good physical player. He could create shots for his teammates. Harrell emerged as a value
Mhm.
player, not an most valuable player, obviously, but like I wouldn't say a star, but I would say a solid player that you want to have on your team, like a good free agent to sign, like a overall
Mhm.
decent, solid player. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
that they're just a stacked team. Both of these teams are stacked, and why the Clippers should be favored? Losing Bradley and Rondo was big for the Lakers. But in 6 to 8 weeks, assuming that the Lakers and Clippers are in the conference finals, Rondo will be ready. And Michael, something I
Uh,
forgot to mention for the Celtics Bucks.
yeah, would you forget?
Hayward is having a child.
Oh yeah, they're gonna miss. Yeah, they're one of their other really great players, who's also another
So
good
do you
shooter.
remember when I told you they can't afford to lose someone?
Yeah, they just lost
I
someone.
think
But
Gordon Hayward is the fifth best player on their team.
they'll still do good. Trust me.
I think this
I
season Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown are doing better than Gordon Hayward, and of course
yeah.
Tatum and Kemba.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. Now you start off why the Lakers should be favored.
Why the Lakers should be favored? Okay, why the Lakers should be favored? Now, obviously, everyone. Now the Lakers, in my opinion, have like one of the biggest hypes, especially with like people saying LeBron, AD, and Dwight Howard and all of that. You just want to be like, okay, that's it. You know what? You don't. This ain't no. This is definitely better than Curry, Clay, and KD. This is obviously better. Like you have three experienced play. Well, yeah, you have three experienced players.
Who are the three experienced players?
Well,
LeBron, Dwight
LeBron
Howard.
and AD.
AD has playoff experience.
Yeah, he's been in the
Wait.
playoffs before.
Oh, I remember. Like that was like the 1-8 matchup when they played the Warriors. I think it was
Yeah,
2016, right? Yeah.
and he
Well,
once made like this
was that
three,
his
and
only playoff appearance
no,
though?
I think he's made more playoff appearances than that. I think what was it? I think he made one 2013. No, no, no. I think he made
Damn.
one. I think he made one in 2014, in 2015, 2017. I think he made one, and I think in one of his playoff, in one of the playoff games that he played, he made like a nice. I think it was like a nice floater. I think so. I'm not even sure. So that's why I'm saying you got those three players together, and people just like that's it. Like you that's gotta be a super team.
And even
This
like
ain't no
JaVale McGee
mm,
or like a
JaVale
Caldwell
McGee,
Pope, Danny Green. Don't forget about him. He was on the
Danny
Raptors
Green.
last season.
And don't forget him on the Spurs. Don't forget
Mhm.
him on the
Won a
Spurs as well.
championship with Kawhi. But I
Yep,
think
exactly.
they're gonna definitely miss Avery Bradley. But
But
yeah,
but they do have someone with playoff experience,
to add
finals
on
experience.
to what you were saying, LeBron and AD, they're probably the best duo in the league, right?
Yeah,
I would put them slightly ahead of Kawhi and PG. We haven't even
for
seen
sure.
PG play that much this season. He only played like
Yeah,
20, 25, 30 games, I think, at most.
yeah.
So, and AD's spacing on the floor, he's bigger
Hmm.
than like Zubac, Joakim Noah, Montrezl Harrell.
That's his advantage.
We're forgetting Montrezl Harrell is only like 6'8", 6'9". But I'm not saying 6'9". But I'm not saying
Huh,
that the Clippers are a small ball lineup too. They're just a
yeah,
defensive, physical lineup. They're a defense first, and most teams, defense wins championships.
mm, yeah. I I definitely agree with that. Lakers obviously more top players, more all that, and I believe they have really good chemistry.
Yeah, like they play well together. Like AD is probably one of the most dominant players that LeBron's played with. Like
Hmm.
maybe in terms of like size and stuff, but like dominance, I obviously I wouldn't say AD reminds me of Shaq. I'll say maybe like a Hakeem.
What was I gonna say?
Right?
They, but here's something. Well, actually, I can't say that because I was about to say like coaches, but because like Clippers they got Doc as their head coach,
Yeah,
and
I
Lakers
think Doc
got Kid,
Rivers is a better coach,
but
but I
the what you call it,
think
the Lakers got
that
Kid as an assistant
Jason
coach.
Kidd and Tyronn Lue. Lue has the playoff experience and the NBA
Hmm.
experience, and Jason Kidd, he's one of the best passing like playmakers of all
triple
time,
doubles.
and LeBron is like Jason Kidd. Obviously, LeBron is way
And
better, but Jason Kidd was a great player.
Doc Rivers, let's not forget, a really good coach who actually
Coach
also
the
has
Celtics.
yeah
He
that, but and he also
coached
has
Rajon Rondo actually in 2008, 2009 when it was Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce,
Paul Pierce,
Ray Allen,
Allen,
Kendrick Perkins. Like that
and
was
they got a ring.
their
They got a ring with
championship
them.
team. I think they beat the
But
Lakers in 2009, 2010.
do not forget, Doc Rivers also has NBA experience. He's actually played in the NBA.
He did.
Yeah, he played for the Hawks. Well, at least I think he
Oh,
did. Yeah.
Doc Rivers played for the Hawks.
Mhm.
Wait, with like Dominique, MJ's time?
I I think it was. Yeah, I think this was MJ's time.
Yeah, he's around the same age as MJ. All right, Michael.
Yeah.
Here's the important question:
Yep.
Who is making it to the NBA Finals?
Ooh, I got it.
This is a tough one.
For me, I got it all down to the fan favorite Bucks and Lakers.
That's what you think?
I've come down to Bucks and Lakers. Yeah.
That's what you think?
Mhm.
All right, and I will agree with you. In the NBA Finals, we will see the matchup of the two best teams in NBA history going at it versus each other. I
To
will never
M.
root against LeBron unless they play the Warriors because when they played the Warriors, I actually picked the Warriors to win almost every year, and I actually was being an honest Cavaliers fan. Like I knew that they were gonna lose, so I was like, I just can't say that they're gonna win because at the end of the day, the Cavs had a better team than the Warriors. Kyrie is better than Curry. Kevin Love better than Clay or like the second best player or whatever. LeBron better
Mhm.
than KD slash Curry. No, I mean
Mhm.
LeBron better than KD. Kevin Love
Yeah.
better than Draymond Green. Curry,
Yeah.
I would actually say Curry is better than Kyrie. And Clay is obviously better than the Henny God, right?
Yeah. But the one about Curry and Kyrie, the one thing Kyrie does beat him in is the handles.
Yeah, Kyrie's a good ball handler.
I don't really. I haven't. I see the two greatest ball handlers of NBA history, in my opinion. It
AI.
goes to AI and
Uh-uh.
Kyrie. That's like two best. I said two best. Two best ball handlers NBA history. Definitely
And Michael,
AI. Mhm.
if the Lakers are gonna beat the Clippers, I
Mhm.
think someone has to step up besides LeBron and AD. That's my only issue. I know that they're both gonna show up. So,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
so
Yeah. Someone does that. All right.
maybe that player could be Kuzma. Maybe it could be Caldwell Pope. But I just think
Could
somebody
be
that
just
is
something.
not LeBron or AD has to show up because it's going to be Kawhi and Paul George, and Lou Williams could give you 15, 20 points per game. Havel could give you points. Like, I don't know.
I know this is so funny, but maybe JR. Anything
Ah,
show up.
him and LeBron do have good chemistry together. Just because of that one stupid play, like, I don't think that ruins, like, their chemistry or anything like
Yeah. No.
that. But let's just
JR's.
say it definitely
Yep.
hurts it. But it
Mhm.
had no, like it didn't ruin it. Now the NBA Finals, Michael, you go first.
Um, gonna take this. Lakers in six.
In six,
Yep,
right?
Lakers in
I
six.
honestly might even say Game 5 if they played the Bucks, because I just think that what's it called? The Bucks are still like too inexperienced. I think that the Celtics actually might have like maybe a little more experience than the Bucks, but I don't even know. I see
Mhm.
the Celtics have a higher chance of beating the Lakers than
Yep.
the Bucks, but
Mhm.
anything
True.
could happen. Don't
And
get me wrong, but I don't know. If it's Lakers versus Bucks, I could even see Lakers winning in five. It just depends on who
alright.
shows up and who doesn't show up.
If I'm being honest, this is my opinion. I think when it comes to the playoffs, the Bucks seem to kind of like fall
Choke.
apart.
Exactly.
Exactly. But and they and the thing is, with it's, this is like in years ago with like Kareem and Oscar Robertson, they never really choked. But
Alright,
ever
Michael.
since,
Can I ask you something?
mhm, yeah,
If the Celtics sign DeMarcus Cousins, will you
yeah.
pick them to beat the Bucks? Because they'll finally have like that center. Will you still pick them
Uh,
against the Bucks or still not yet?
I would, yeah, I kind of would pick him. Actually, well, not really, cause here's why. Obviously, Ennis Cantor and Daniel Feist still too small, but if you put DeMarcus Cousins and Taco Fall together versus the Lopez brothers, that's actually not bad.
Mhm. I know.
Now, the best matchup, the best like matchup would be DeMarcus and Robin Lopez and Taco Fall and Brooke Lopez. That would be like a really good matchup.
Wait, who else is a good like remaining free agent that's like a center or like power forward
Uh,
type player?
I'm actually gonna see like this season, like 2020 free agents. One sec.
No, like not a free agent, like someone who's unsigned,
Actually,
like a center. I
uh,
know. I
uh,
mean Joe Johnson. I don't know.
Joe Johnson? I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, that guy's old.
Luke, can you look at best remaining free agents?
Uh, I mean, no, not at all. Most of these guys, no, I don't think so.
Kenneth Farid, Lance Stevenson.
No. Well, Stevenson, I think that guy's just gonna stay in China, to be honest.
Joe
That guy's,
Johnson,
he's
Ryan
gonna be,
Anderson, Gerald Green, Isaiah Thomas, Pau Gasol, Nene, Shumpert, Crawford already signed with the Nets. Yeah,
yeah, so no one really good. Old,
and Michael, who
basically.
who wins Finals MVP?
Who wins finals MVP? I would, I, I'm gonna just, not just like, not just because I'm famous, but I'm gonna just give it to LeBron, finals MVP.
Me too.
I think
It's
he really will,
it's hard
you
to
know.
not say. Yeah. Huh.
And not trying to be like one of those people, but I think with him thinking of like Kobe's death in mind, I think he'll really
But that's what I
put up
think. If
some
there's one player who I would trust to like lead the team to something after like something like that happened, I think he has like
LeBron.
the right mindset for it.
Yep, he'll put up some
Like
serious
if
numbers.
Kobe actually played for the Clippers, I might actually say that
Okay,
the Clippers would win because
yeah,
Kawhi has like a he's like the silent assassin. Like you don't really see like any moods from him and stuff like
like
yeah.
Kobe was the same. Kobe was kind of the same in a way. He was a silent assassin too.
Both clutch
He,
shooters and stuff.
hmm
Yeah.
but I think, in my opinion, Kobe. What I really liked about is that he had like one of the biggest like focuses like I've ever seen. Like he was so focused on the game.
Mamba mentality.
Like I know a lot of good players.
I
If
think that's what LeBron's gonna have.
not exactly, because I know usually like if some normally a lot of players when like say the crowd when there's gonna be no crowd, if there's trash talk or crowd going on, everyone will laugh. But Kobe, it's like he blocked out everything. Someone would be trash talking to him and he wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't react. He would still have like a very serious like game face. And if someone like was shouting at him from like the stands, he still like not laughed at all.
Like
Not
he
gotten
accepted
was in there.
trash talk.
And he wasn't even laughing or he wasn't even getting upset or mad. No, he was just Kobe. And the thing with like Matt Barnes, damn, that's how you know someone's got serious focus. Didn't
Mhm.
even flinch. Like,
But that's why, cause LeBron and Kobe were good friends and stuff, and LeBron would know, oh, I gotta win this for him and stuff. Like, is there's someone who I would trust? It would definitely be him. Like,
yeah,
no bias intended, but
yeah, no,
yeah,
no, yeah, no. hmm I agree.
yeah,
Uh, so I guess we both agree. You're taking, was it Lakers 5, 6, right?
6.
6, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, is that it? Doing anything
Yeah,
else?
no.
Yeah, that's about
All
it.
right, guys. I'll see you
Alright.
guys next time. Peace.